So this is a spur of the moment, decided to go live kind of thing. I won't be here for too long. I just thought I'd discuss real quickly why we go live. I don't even mind if I'm just talking to people in the future. So you might not hear me today, but you might hear me tomorrow, next month, or next year. But I just wanted to share with you why we retwist. Hi to the person who's just joined. Feel free to chat or ask me any questions. But yeah, my name's Shai. I am Master Loctician. I own and run the House of Shayaa. I've been doing that now since 2007. Time flies. I wish I could do more detailed videos, but I always run out of time. So recently I've just been doing quick shorts of what we've been doing since lockdown. Lockdown is another thing. Okay, so give you a little quick thing about locks. There's many different techniques nowadays for locks, but today I'm talking about retwisting. So retwisting is when you already have locks and we're going to retwist and maintain the roots. This is done so it keeps its strength. It helps it form in a cultivated shape. And each time it grows, we retwist the roots. That's the twisting. Usually it's best to twist in a clockwise direction. As far as I'm aware, the planet turns clockwise and we follow the clock clockwise, which is why we retwist in that direction. Don't get me wrong, some people do twist anti-clockwise. Some people call it backwards. It works for them, but as far as I'm aware, it's best to go in a clockwise direction. In regards to how often to do it, I'm always asked, how often should I do my hair? It varies. Some people might say wait 8 to 12 weeks, but for some, that's just too long. It can be done, but it's just too long for some because in that time, in some occasions, your hair can go a little bit finer. Sometimes it can pull a little. And with all that growth, it's just a bit weaker at times. So I would say if you can do it a bit more often than 8 to 12 weeks, it's better. My suggestion is 4 to 6 weeks, especially if you're somebody who wants that cultivated look, wants it to keep neat and tidy. Best thing to do is because you can also create what's called tension, and that's if it's done too tightly or even way too frequently. And when I say too frequently, some people may sit down, grab a lock and just twist away when they're sat there playing with it. And before you know it, you've over twisted your hair and you've caused tension and you've caused it to pull out at the root. And you know, sometimes when you see those little white bits around the bottom of your hair, it could be even a braid. That's where you've caused tension on your hair, and that is the damage, and it can then start to make the lock go a little bit finer and thinner. So we don't want any over twisting. For instance, my own hair, at the minute, it is due. I'm not dyeing it for now. I'm growing it back. If you don't know, this time last year, my edges were near enough non-existent because of wearing it up way too tight. I just used to tie it at the top and pull it and cause the tension. So with myself, when it comes to retwisting my hair, say I was to retwist it today, so this would be week 1. I'd retwist, hydrate, retwist, moisturize, and all that jazz. My hair will get everything it needs. I wait 3 weeks and then I wash it. And I wash it and I leave it. But I do that because my locks are mature and I actually don't mind if I've got a bit of fuzz and a bit of growth. In recent times, I've been just slicking it a little bit with a bit of edge control. I try not to do it too much. I try and do it in moderation. But I put a little bit of edge control on the edges, especially to slick down those unruly silvers because they just stand out. Like really stand out, and I'm in a one that I prefer it when it's just slicked back nicely. I'm good to go. But anyway, on the 3rd week, This is my personal routine. I would wash mine and hydrate it again and moisturize it again. And so it doesn't get too loose, because my hair is quite soft. So it takes a while to lock, especially on the top. I'll probably plait it or twist it, something like that. Dry it like that, leave it for a few days, and then take the plaits or the twist out and just have it a little bit wavy looking sometimes. Then on the 4th or 5th week, it will get its wash and its retwist. That works for me. It really does. It works for me perfectly. So I do have a few clients who do something similar, but they still come and get their hair retwisted on that 4th week. So they might wash it in between and then come, and then I'll do the hair again for them. You got to find what works for you. Even though we do have steps that you could follow, still find your own jazz, your own routine, so it works. You know what works with your hair. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So the retwist is what helps as well your lock to have that cylindrical shape. The neatness of it, it kind of molds it and trains it to be a particular shape. Don't get me wrong, it can be all sorts of shapes, but I do like mine to look quite cylinder. You get flat locks, you get bumpy locks. Mine are a little bit bumpy as well. You get bumpy locks, you get locks that are split into two. There's all sorts of different unique looks, but the retwist just helps it to stay cylindrical. And I know I can't say that word properly, but I try. So yeah, we retwist to help in its strength, to form its shape, and also mainly for neatness. And that's what it is. It's for neatness. And nowadays, I think at one point, locks just weren't accepted in the workplace. And in some places, they're still not. And it's a shame, because at the end of the day, it's our own hair. Our hair grows, and if we leave it, it will form like this. If we cultivate it like this, it will look like this. It's as it grows out of our heads. It's not like it's just synthetic, or it's not real. It's actually hair. To me, it's just larger strands of hair. So it should be accepted regardless of where you work, what you do, what you want to do, who you network with. That shouldn't even affect you. So, but unfortunately, it does. So for some, they have to keep their hair cultivated. And some people just love it like that anyway. They just can't go without it looking neat. So I've got a couple of clients who come every 2 weeks, and you might be thinking, oh my gosh, that's a lot. It is and it isn't. What I do when they come that often, I twist their hair slightly in a slightly different position. So it's not always being pulled in the same way, and it's not done tightly either. So maybe I've retwisted it going back on week 1, and then when they come back week 2, when I've washed it again for them, I might twist it going to the side. And then back to week 1, we might go to the other side, and it's never done tight to pull and cause any damage at all. So I hope that helped. If anybody needed to know why we do retwist, that's one of the reasons why we retwist. I'm on my week where it's just a little bit of an Afro puff. I've got little strands of hair here and there. It really doesn't bother me anymore. At one point, it really used to, and I'd have to touch it up round the front, but it doesn't bother me at all anymore. Not at all. It's been a long time I've even tried to go live on YouTube. I'm a bit of a mess about it, you know. I don't stick to things like this. And I always say I want to do it because I want to share as much information as possible. And then I just don't get around to doing it. I'm going to try and make sure I'm here more often. I'm just in my little salon boutique at home. We've just dressed it up for now because we shut our salon down in 2019, literally just before, a whole year before the pandemic. Well, basically, we moved it home. I just wanted to spend more time around the family and move to another area. So it just made sense, just bring it with me. And then what happened? The pandemic. which kind of worked because we was kind of, ready for it. We was already working from home. So we were ready for it. So at the minute I'm in here, I'd show you around, but my son is under the dryer and he is in his dressing gown. He doesn't want to be seen. So I'll do a video at some point, just giving a little look around so you can see what it looks like. If you want to make an appointment, you can do so by going to thehouseofshaya.com. If you are in the Nottingham, UK region, it will be easier for you because that's where we are. We're not in London, we're not in America, no, we're not. Unless, because this has happened before, I have actually had a few phone calls from the States, people booking in advance before they come over here. They come when they're visiting, whoever they're visiting, and get their hair done. So I kind of take back what I said. If you are abroad, you can actually still book if you're going to be visiting the UK. Come on, we'll look after you. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you've watched it and it's been good for you, please hit the like button. Apparently, the more you hit like, the more it will get seen by people, which is what I want to do. I want to help people because I get asked, why should I retwist it? Shouldn't I just leave it? It might seem like a silly question, but it really isn't. It's, people just need to know. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. Shai here, and I'll see you in another video on another evening with another question to answer. Take good care. See you soon. Let's end this stream here.